We are joined this morning in the studio by the Education Minister, Dr Alex Allinson. More am I, Minister. We did hear there that you are disappointed. Why?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, can I thank all the teachers on the Isle of Man and their leaders for working really well together over the last 3 months when we've had one of the biggest disruptions to education the island's ever seen. When I was appointed minister back in March, the first thing I did was meet with the unions, introduce myself, hit the road running really in terms of this ongoing dispute, which nobody wants, which certainly hasn't done any good for pupils and their parents on the Isle of Man, and really needs to be settled. We are now, with the lifting of the state of emergency, in a position to restart negotiations, and we signalled that straight away when the Chief Minister got rid of the state of emergency, and we're working with the Manx Industrial Relations Service to restart negotiations. So I was disappointed to get a letter from the United Kingdom in terms of their ballot for strike action.
Now, there does seem to be a bit of confusion here. They're insisting it's not about strike action. The press release from your department was teaching union to ballot for strike action. Has there been a misinterpretation?
I don't think so. When you get a letter from Dr Patrick Roach, who's the General Secretary of the Union, and the questions are you prepared to take part in strike action in the furtherance of the dispute, or are you prepared to take part in industrial action short of strike? I think that's quite obvious what the intention is. And what I'd really like to say at the moment is teachers and the department have been working really well together over the past 3 months to first close schools, deal with education, and then reopen schools, and we've been extremely successful with that. I want to carry on that cooperation and really with teachers, with pupils, and also with their parents to guarantee that we continue to have an excellent education service on the Isle of Man.
You've been in your job now for 4 months, more or less. The schools are reopened. Is this now the time? There's no more excuses now. Surely there has to be some progress.
The time to settle this was back in March, to be honest with you. And when I came into the job, that was one of my fundamental priorities, was to settle this. I'm sure all the unions would agree that this has caused a degree of mistrust between the department and the unions. We need to settle it. We need to get a fair settlement that actually then paves the way for future development of our educational service on the Isle of Man, and I am convinced we can do that with the right goodwill from all sides.
So when is the department going to sit down and have talks again with the unions?
The door is already open. We've contacted MERS, who deal with arbitration and negotiations. We're now waiting for the unions to come forward. In the past, they've flown over their national executives from the UK, and we need to know whether they want to do that, but obviously the borders are restricted at the moment, or whether they're happy to do that virtually.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Education Minister Dr Alex Allinson.
So